Welcome to the 2023 Heart of America Athletic Conference Baseball Media Day. I'm your host, Stephen Davis, and right now we're joined by Evangel University head baseball coach Tyler Henry and Austin Dill. Coach Austin, thanks for joining us. How's it going today?
It's going well. Thanks for having us. So we got 3 inches of snow on the ground that we're hoping will melt real quickly.
I hear you, Coach. Let's start with you. Introduce us to Austin sitting next to you and tell us what he means to your program.
Austin Dill out of Sikeston, Missouri. He's actually in his 6th year here at Evangel. So he's got one undergrad degree, a master's degree, and he's starting another undergrad degree. So, we anticipated that he was going to move on and seek other opportunities, but fortunately he had his master's degree to finish up and helped us out as a GA this fall. And found out that he did have, thanks to COVID, some good things did come out of that. He had that additional year of eligibility, and fortunately, he decided to join us for another season. So, how long do you have? I mean, he means so much to our program, and as I've told our guys, they have an opportunity to learn so much from him. Not just his skill on the baseball field, but just his work ethic, his leadership, his demeanor, his poise. Just composure on the baseball field, whether he's up 5-0 and he's striking every batter out or it's kind of a tough outing, he's the same guy on the mound, and he's just a great teammate and just a tremendous person. So really excited for everybody in our program to learn from him.
Well, Austin, that's quite an introduction that your coach just gave you there. Take us through all the degrees. He says you've got a couple already. What are you doing school-wise right now, and what do you have already in the bank?
Yeah, so like you said, I graduated with a bachelor's in sport management, finished my master's in organizational leadership, and right now I'm just doing undergrad in general studies. So like you said, I got another year, and so I figured why not give it another shot, another go at making some special things happen this year.
Well, you've obviously been at Evangel for quite a while now, 6 years. Take us through your baseball journey and what led you there to Evangel.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of things happen here, that's for sure. But I kind of got introduced to Evangel through another teammate at the time that was same age as me. His older sister went here. We heard about it. She played basketball. And I grew up in a private Christian school, private Catholic school. And my family and I thought it'd be best if I just kind of stayed in that same Christianity kind of background. And so we heard about Evangel, came here and tried out. I believe it was like sometime in January, and tried out, toured the campus, got offered a JV scholarship, and yeah, I've loved it ever since. It's definitely been a long journey, that's for sure. When you've been here 6 years, I guess you could say that, but yeah, I came in, I say probably 125 pounds, about 5'10". Kind of grew into my body as the years went on, and I was definitely much so like a late bloomer. And so I knew like the ability I had to play baseball. It was just a matter of kind of growing into my body and progressing every year.
Austin, Coach mentioned the weather that's kind of gotten in the way the last few days for you. You guys are the southernmost school in the Heart. Have you been able to get out on the field at all so far this season?
Here and there. Right now, like you said, we've just got snow covering the field right now. We have our tarp there, but it's kind of tough when it's covering the outfield and everything else like that. But we get out when we can, even when it's pretty cold, just to adjust to that weather that you're going to be playing in nonstop. So,
Coach, we'll flip back over to you. You, I guess you could say optimistically, have several home games scheduled over the next couple of weeks, whether you play those at home or you're getting in action somewhere else. What are you looking for from your team in the first month of the season?
Right. Yeah. Our first 2 weekends are scheduled to be at home, starting next weekend with Southwestern College out of Winfield, Kansas. We were kind of talking with them about potentially moving that to this current weekend, but it just didn't work out. So as of last check last night, the forecast for next weekend is looking better. And then who knows about 2 weeks from now, but we try to do anything and everything we can to get our games in. If that means turning a home series into a road series, so be it. But really like our group. There's a lot of excitement in our baseball program, some new things happening. Had our infield fully renovated, new uniforms, of course, the new logo starting last year. Just a lot of new faces in our program. We had a very experienced veteran team last year, and that definitely benefited us. I feel like we've improved our overall strength and athleticism. We have a lot of capable guys, just guys who are unproven at the NAIA and Heart of America Athletic Conference level. So some excitement tempered with, just some caution, just because we know how good our conference is. But really, really excited to get going.
Well, it's the second season for you to be the head coach at your alma mater, and you talk about the excitement. What are some team goals you might have for this year?
Yeah. So I think maybe that's part of the reason that Austin Dill decided to come back, and maybe for the same reason that Anthony Leverifon decided to come back, is we've got some unfinished business. There were a lot of positives that came out of last season, but ultimately it was a little bit of a disappointment. We were right in the hunt in the conference race going into the weekend with Park, and game one of that series, we had a lead with 2 outs last inning and just weren't able to get it done. That turned into a 10-inning affair that we lost, kind of derailed us for the rest of the season. And the very next weekend at Mo Valley, same thing. Had the lead with 2 outs in the last inning and couldn't get it done, and ended up losing in 13 innings. And that kind of derailed us. So those were 2 series where we needed to go 6-2, and we ended up going 2-6. And so just kind of got out of the hunt there. So we feel like we've improved and we're ready to compete at a higher, more consistent level. And so our goals, we feel like, are to finish with a record above 500 and to qualify for the conference tournament. That would be really special this year, just because it is our last year in the Heart of America Athletic Conference.
Take us through some of the guys that you do have back from last season. You mentioned a couple names already. Who are some returning pitchers, and who are some returning position players as well that you're counting on?
I'll start with the guy I already mentioned, Anthony Leverifon. He is a 3-time All-American on the football field. He was actually named the Defensive Player of the Year in our conference as a defensive back. So definitely one of the more athletic and strong guys in our conference when it comes to baseball. He ended up being our most productive offensive player last year, plays a really good center field too. So, just like Austin, our guys are really going to benefit from watching the way he goes about his business. He's a great teammate and he's a fierce competitor. And so thrilled to have him back. And then some other older guys. Levi Lothridge is a 5th-year guy. He's been a pitcher up to this point, but he's also playing some infield first base for us. And he's had a good fall and early spring offensively. So excited to see what he's going to do. Nathaniel Lamb is a middle infielder for us, who was a Gold Glove defender 2 years ago as a second baseman in our conference. So he's a just plug and play guy. He can play anywhere on the infield and really field it. Was improved offensively last year, and so we look for him to continue that improvement and be good for us offensively as well. And then some other pitchers. You've got some transfers coming in Rolando Galvez out of Presentation College, 6'3", 6'4" righty who's been really impressive this year. Colby Vavruska out of North Ark College, who's been really impressive, just really consistent mid-80s arm for us. I also have Nick Hayes, who's a transfer from Indian Hills Community College, who will help solidify our bullpen. So those are the arms. And then in terms of position players, have some veteran 4th-year guys coming back, as well as some transfers. So have that nice blend of guys that are familiar with our program and the way we run things, and also just kind of some fresh blood in here that just keep things moving in the right direction and improve our competitive edge.
Austin, let's flip back over to you. What are your plans for life after baseball? Once they finally make you stop playing after the 6th year, what are some career aspirations you have?
Yeah, for sure. So after I'm done here, I would like to pursue baseball professionally. I've been in contact with a few people, in the professional area, but that is the first and foremost thing I'd like to do. I've kind of talked to my family, friends, and things like that, and I've really thought about it. And I'd rather move on in life knowing that I tried that and pursued that than moving on in life and being like, man, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done that when I was that age. So that's the first thing I'd like to do. But then beyond that, I'd still like to stay in baseball in some facet. A dream would be to work for an MLB front office in some way. That's just something I've always wanted to do. and that takes time, of course. You don't just get to that position of where they're at in terms of GM or, vice president of baseball ops, stuff like that. You got to work your way up. But to say all that, that's something I would like to do. Yeah.
Very cool. Coach, we'll go back to you to wrap things up. What does it mean for you to have the opportunity to be the head coach at your alma mater at a time where there's, as you said, a lot of excitement around the baseball program and a lot of change going on there for the athletics department as a whole at the university?
Yeah, it means an awful lot. It's a privilege and it's an honor. And sometimes I have to pinch myself that I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that. It's kind of a rare situation where you can coach at your alma mater, and a lot of excitement going on at Evangel. So it's hard not to really be caught up in that, and it just provides optimism for the future that we're continuing to move in the right direction. We're making progress.
Well, Coach Henry, Austin, we appreciate your time. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.